What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bob Hollywood with Bob's Holly World. Today, we're going to be doing another review. This figure is from DC Superhero Girls line, and it's obviously a DC figure, and it is Katana. I bought this a few weeks ago, but I figured I'd do a review of it since I'm going to be taking her out of the plastic and cardboard anyway. And the reason why I bought this figure, by the way, I bought this figure for like $5, something like that, from like Ross, TJ Maxx, something like that, Marshalls, one of those stores. I bought her because three things, four things. I don't know how many things. She's a DC character. Don't have too many newer DC figures, whether it's 6-inch or 3 3/4, 5-inch, or whatever. Growing up, I loved DC. I still do prefer DC over Marvel, although Marvel is probably better in the toy department. Second thing is it's Katana. She was in Suicide Squad. This obviously isn't the Suicide Squad version. This is the DC Superhero Girls version, so it's very animated. Three things. The third thing, rather, she's a female. I like female action figures. Whether they're old or new, I think female action figures don't get enough love or attention. Sometimes there's like one in a box of 4 or 5 male characters, and several male characters may have duplicates, whereas the female character just gets one. And number 4 is because she's a minority. I do like my minority character action figures, typically when they're black, but hey, Japanese, Native American, Hispanic, all of that stuff, man, represent. So this is my first ever Katana figure at all. I don't necessarily like the DC multiverse version, but maybe one day if she's cheaper, I'll get her. This is the 4th DC superhero girl that I've bought for myself, or the 3rd. I bought one after this. But if you look on the back, there is Supergirl, Batgirl, and Wonder Woman. I own the Supergirl, not own the Batgirl. I do not own the Wonder Woman. Don't particularly care to own the Wonder Woman. I don't own the Poison Ivy. I don't own the Harley Quinn. Those are all from the first wave. This Katana is from the second wave. A few years ago, well before this Katana was ever released, I had bought all 6 of the first wave figures for my daughters. They still have them. They play with them. They really love Batgirl and Supergirl. My oldest daughter, who's 6, she knows all of their names. So it's cool. I love that. They love their toys. I obviously never stopped loving mine. There's a new wave I found out after I looked this up, well after I bought it, and it has like Cheetah and Starfire, and I think somebody else. I really can't remember right now, but I think that's cool as hell. I would like to get that Cheetah, but I don't know. Again, right now, 6-inch figures aren't my bread and butter. I like 3 3/4 more than anything. But if it's in a great sale like this was, you can best believe I'll pick it up. So you can tell right now, looking in the package, she comes with a sword. The packaging says includes sword. That appears to be her only accessory in there. You get this nice little bubble wrap, throwback to the old days. Now a lot of things are in a box with like a little thin piece of plastic, and that's cool, but this is how I prefer them. This is nostalgic for me. I like that 90s look. You get a clear view of her from all sides when you're looking through the package. I mean, this side is slightly obscured, but and this side is completely obscured. And at the bottom, you see just where it's from. This is specifically from 2016, so it's 2 years old at this point. There's an introduction for the whole series of figures. It says, saving the world from the plans of supervillains isn't easy, especially when you have to rush home right afterward to study for a big test in heronomics. But that's just a day in the life of a student at Superhero High, a school where you not only learn how to control and master your awesome powers, but also the value of teamwork and the importance of being comfortable in your own super skin. Fortunately, your classmates know exactly what you're going through, as every student here is trying to figure out how to be a superhero and a super friend. I only yelled that because it was in caps. Yeah, that sentence was wild. And then now down here you get her personal bio. It says Katana wields her sword with art and grace. She's traveled around the world and is always on the cutting edge of fashion. She's fearless and uber funky. When she's not fighting crime, Katana is sharpening her skills as a designer and stylist. Superpowers, superior sword fighter, expert martial artist, advanced stealth skills. I want to stop there for a second. The word sword, for the longest time I pronounced it sword. And I kind of still want to, even though I know it's wrong, but it is what it is. It talks about her sword a lot. And if you know anything about Katana in the cartoons or other forms of her, or comic book rather, her sword is possessed by her dead husband. I'm pretty sure since this line is directed to smaller children, they didn't want to mention that. So there she is, folks. Katana, out of the packaging. Let's see, I cut this open from the bottom. I didn't necessarily want to damage the cardboard. She was already holding her sword in the plastic, as you could probably see before. I kind of think this sword is pretty small for her. I could just be looking into things too much. I'm going to compare it to another figure. I'm going to compare it to this 3 3/4 inch Deadpool, and I think it fits perfectly in his little hand. It's long. It looks dangerous. It won't fit in his sheath, but oh, actually it will, because there's holes. Badass. Even though you'd poke your own ass somehow with that. So I'm gonna put him to the side. So yeah, I think the sword is kind of small for her. Since there's only one accessory, I figured I'd go over that accessory first. She can hold it in both hands like such. It looks so tiny. But it's a sword. It's a katana. It would do damage. It's a katana like her name. So that's cool. And she's smiling. She looks so pleasant. So I don't think she'd want to hurt you. I'm going to put her sword down for a second. And we're going to talk about her articulation. She has her head is on, it's like she's a bobblehead almost. Like she won't look to the side permanently. But she can look to the sides. Limited because of her hair. And she can look up and down. But I don't know what's up with the neck. It stays that way. Facing forward. Her arms go up that much at the shoulders, full rotation. Elbow, I would say that's 90 degrees. Maybe it's not quite 90 degrees, but I would say it is. Swivels there, full swivel, a lot of posability. Wrist, full swivel, no hinge, but full swivel. I'm gonna assume it's both ways. Both arms work the same. Elbow, and that one also swivels and swivels. Her hips. She has this hard plastic skirt on. It's not as hard as, say, her waist, but this is as far as her legs are going to go to the side. Forward, they go that much. Back, not really. Her knees bend. She bends at the knees. Wow, it almost looks like she's... No, I can see. It's not a problem. But I think maybe these come off. I don't want to break her because I like her. I love her already. And her ankles, her boots swivel. So that's good. There's no ankle articulation. It's typical with DC, unfortunately. But I would say all in all, she's pretty posable. Her sword's tiny. Let me give her a tiny sword. I should probably find a larger sword that would just look better with her. And maybe I will. But yeah, it's not a lot of posing she can do because of that skirt. It's really unfortunate. It hinders her. The skirt doesn't allow for too much. She does have peg holes at the bottom of her feet, which could come in handy for helping her stand better. But she's not going to get very many dynamic poses, which sucks because, again, she's cool. She's a little badass Japanese lady. But, yeah, that's Katana, folks. Katana from DC Superhero Girls. I like her. If I had to rate her, and I don't know if I'm rating figures, but if I had to rate her, I would give her a solid 7. Like, I want to give her higher because I like her, but that'd be biased. It's just not a lot of posability because of the skirt. But she looks cool. Let me see how tall she is. But she's 6 feet. 6 feet. She's a little under 6 inches. I would say 5 and 3/4. So typical of this day and age of these super tall figures. But other than that, no complaints. She can't sit down, but it is what it is. I'll stand her like this. She'll just be basic standing or she'll just go in the drawer with newer figures. I don't know. That's it though. Thanks for joining me. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that wonderful stuff. It's Bob Hollywood with Bob's Holly World, and this is more recent figure review. Have a good one.